In the wake of the mass shooting in Orlando, one Democratic lawmaker took over the U.S. Senate with a nearly 15-hour filibuster. Hannah Daniels explains why he's calling for Congress to act on gun legislation.
I've had enough of the ongoing slaughter of innocents, and I've had enough of inaction in this body.
In the wake of the Orlando nightclub massacre and evoking the Sandy Hook Elementary School shooting, Senator Chris Murphy wants action on two fronts: a ban on the sales of guns to people the government suspects of being terrorists.
Our thoughts and prayers are no longer enough.
Orlando gunman Omar Mateen legally bought guns even though he had been on and off the FBI terrorist watch list twice.
When you attack one American, you attack us all.
Currently, it's illegal for felons, fugitives, and illegal immigrants to buy guns, but not suspected terrorists. Democrats are also calling for universal background checks for gun buyers. Members of both parties want a solution.
Let's get to work here. Let's sit down together and let's figure out how we achieve this, because I think everybody ought to be in agreement in principle. We don't want terrorists to be able to walk in to a gun store and buy a gun.
But there is another concern. FBI Director James Comey has said that if a suspected terrorist is blocked from buying a weapon, it might tip them off that the FBI is on their trail. Hannah Daniels, CBS News.
And with some lawmakers pushing for new measures, we checked in with locals here in the Treasure Valley. Kelsey McFarland is live in the Satellite Center with how the discussion is impacting local gun sales.
Well, Democrats and Republicans working to find common ground on gun policy. One local firearm shop tells us lots of people are flocking in to buy guns.
Senate Democrats are calling for measures that would require universal background checks and ban anyone on the no-fly list from buying a gun. Some Treasure Valley gun shops say that discussion is causing an increase in sales.
We are definitely now seeing more of an intense rise in sales and questioning about bans. The consumer gets concerned, and they oftentimes feel that they would like to purchase those items prior to not being able to.
But the manager at Impact Guns says even if new legislation is enacted, it wouldn't change much about how they do business.
As a gun dealer, we do use the NICS background system, and it works pretty effectively. I don't think they're asking to do anything different necessarily, and I think what they're talking about more are the private gun sales.
Still, the shop thinks the government needs to take a better look at how they come up with current restrictions before adding new ones.
You're taking away a fundamental constitutional right by a very vague list that we don't really understand, that people don't understand. It's just really slippery slope by saying, hey, you can buy a gun because you're on this list because you might one day commit a crime.
In a CBS poll, nearly 9 in 10 Americans support conducting universal background checks, and 57% of people also in favor of nationwide ban on high-powered rifles. That's up from 44% in December. Live in the Satellite Center, Kelsey McFarland, KBY2 News.